Hello and welcome to a new type of video that I'll be doing. I call this Big 3 Rumble, a video series where I take a topic or a question and I will apply it to all of the big three. I'll be going into depth into all three of the series, and at the end I'll be ranking them off for which one stands stronger according to the prompt. I'm just gonna put a disclaimer out there. These are my opinions. You have every right to disagree with me. Whether you disagree or agree with me, I would love to see different perspectives and just how passionate you are in the comment below. And before we get started, I really appreciate if you like or sub if you feel like I earned it. And without further delay, let's get right into the rumble. The big three are the three biggest manga sellers during Shonen Jump's era, which would be the golden age of Shonen Jump. During these times, these mangas were One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. And I just wanted to state this now, there are no other big three, just these three, and there's no changing that at all. I just wanted to get that out there because I see a lot of people disrespecting the three GOATs, saying that Bleach or Naruto isn't a big three anymore, and that's just wrong. It isn't a running title. It was a title given to them and them alone. Alright, so for today's prompt is, which series had the best first episode? I'll be taking a look at all the series' first episodes. I will look for the most captivating first impressions that it gives me and read more into it. What series stands out the most? What series took risk? What series builds on its world the best? These are just a few things I'll be thinking about while going through these first episodes. I will be doing a quick summary of each episode with a little bit of sprinkle of my thoughts, but I will be giving more depth into my rating at the end of the video. There will be no particular order with this list, so we'll be starting off on the high seas with One Piece. We are introduced to a pirate ship that is attacking a cruise ship full of rich people. While pirates climb on board, they're looking around for alcohol and treasure. A boy named Kobe goes into the kitchen to see if he can find some alcohol in there. He finds a barrel that is a tad bit too heavy, tries to bring it back up. Then there are some other pirates that come and try to help him out, but are abruptly knocked out by Luffy, who was in the barrel and just woke up from a nap. The pirates are scared of Luffy and go back up to the surface to see if they can get their captain to help them with Luffy. Kobe and Luffy go into another food cellar where they find themselves talking to each other about their dreams. Kobe says he wants to be a marine, and Luffy tells him he wants to be king of the pirates. Before their talk continues anymore, they're interrupted by the captain of the pirate crew. A fight breaks out. Luffy shows off his devil powers. After defeating the enemy forces, Kobe and Luffy escape on a lifeboat, going off to find Zoro the pirate hunter. So really quick on this first episode, I just wanted to say it was a lot better than I remember. The world building at the beginning was very interesting, including long-term goal like being the pirate king for Luffy. I also have final thoughts on the rating, but I'll just wait until then. So without further ado, we're going to go into the village and hidden in the leaves with Naruto. The story of Naruto starts with a little flashback of the Nine Tails attacking the village and being sealed by the 4th Hokage. We are immediately introduced to our main character Naruto as he's vandalizing Hokage Rock. From this we get an understanding that Naruto is a hooligan looking for attention, and we also see that he's enrolled in a school that teaches the students how to use jutsus, this world's abilities. Naruto is lacking the ability to use the clone jutsu and doesn't end up passing his graduation exam. He is saddened by this because his father figure, Iruka-sensei, doesn't let him pass because he wasn't even close to being able to do the jutsu. Luckily for Naruto, another instructor, Mizuki, tells him about the scroll of sealing, and if he learns one jutsu from the scroll, he is able to pass his graduation test. We later find out it was all a lie to get Naruto to steal the scroll from Mizuki. Mizuki tells Naruto all the reasons that the village hates him and the lie that Iruka doesn't let him pass because he was the reason that Iruka's parents were killed. Iruka is able to fend off Mizuki so Naruto gets away. It is at this moment Iruka talks about Naruto and how he sees him as a member of the village. Naruto ends up doing the multi-shadow clone jutsu in order to save Iruka, and Naruto ends up graduating. It's a very cute, touching moment. We finally make our way to the last of the big three and take a look at Bleach's first episode. We are introduced to Ichigo, who has the ability to see ghosts or spirits, and we're also given a little bit of his family dynamic background. The next day, we see Ichigo see an accident on the news and later see the little girl being chased by a hollow who is quickly taken care of by Rukia. Confused in what he saw, he dwells on it for a little bit longer. Later that night, Rukia comes into his room and she discovers that he is able to see her, revealing that she is a Soul Reaper. She ends up being annoyed with Ichigo not believing that she's a Soul Reaper and putting him in a binding keto that restrains him. Rukia explained how the world of the living and the Soul Society worked with very cute little pictures. She is interrupted by the roar of a hollow who attacks Ichigo's sister. Ichigo, desperate, breaks out of the keto spell in order to save his family. Ichigo, not being able to do anything about the hollow, is saved by Rukia, who suffers a lot of damage as a result of trying to save Ichigo. As a last resort, she gives him his powers and he is transformed into a substitute Soul Reaper. Okay, now we'll get into the rating. Coming in third place and taking bronze for the best first episode is Bleach. First, let's start off with the positives. I felt like the pacing of the show was really good. There were introduced main characters early on and the abilities early on. We have cute little humorous dynamic between characters. For example, Ichigo and his father, or Rukia telling things to Ichigo while he's being binded by a Kido spell. I was entertained throughout the entire episode. My highlights of this episode would definitely be the soundtrack at the beginning. Is always such a banger, but most importantly, transformations. Out of all the big three, this is the only one that stood out to me that had a transformation. Transformations always have a soft spot in my heart, and I'll never get tired of them. Finally, it does leave on a cliffhanger, so I have to watch to see what happens, and it's very nice. Now for the difficult part. Why do I think this is the worst out of the big three's first episodes? I think there's just so much information thrown at you so fast. Rukia explains so much information in such a short span that it becomes kind of overwhelming. Introducing Soul Reaper, Soul Society, Kido, etc. in such a small window felt very forced. I like to think that they were trying to plant a lot of seeds before the end of the first episode, but it became just jumbled up for me. I do think that leaving on a cliffhanger was very interesting, but it just didn't feel complete for the episode like the other two. I love Bleach, don't get me wrong. I just feel like the first episode could have been structured a little bit differently, or at least had a conclusion within the first episode. Now, coming in second place is One Piece. Like I said before, it was a lot better than I remember. I would like to praise all the foreshadowing it was able to do within its first episode. First, it was able to set up things like Devil Fruits, Marines, the Grand Line, the Great Pirate Era, and the One Piece, etc. It even introduced 2 Straw Hat members without feeling so overwhelming. The humor is there, and it's easy to see how fun and lighthearted the story is at the beginning. We all know that's not the entire thing throughout the whole run of One Piece, and there are a lot of serious tones. But looking closely just at the beginning, it's very fun and it's very inviting. What doesn't make this episode the top of the big three? And I would have to say it was some really slow pacing parts. For example, when the pirate's gonna break open the barrel, it took forever for him to even throw the punch. It felt like years. The time it took Luffy to get into the barrel, into the ship, was surprisingly long. The action was really decent for its time, very silly at times, had animation that was really good, and had crazy looking scenes. It kept the optimistic ending leading with the next character, but it felt like it was lacking into character development within just the first episode. The one person I felt like developed a lot was Kobe. He went from the scared child that was able to preach his dream right in front of the enemy pirate, and it was beautiful. Now we must move on to our first place. Naruto had so much going on in the first episode. At first, the pacing was good, it introduced the main characters, and it let us know about the village itself. I was able to understand who Naruto was, an outcast shunned by the village and is incapable of passing a graduation test. I'm not gonna lie to you, but this episode makes me cry every single time I watch it. Naruto is just a child at the beginning, and he states that no one is waiting for him at home. That damn fucking swing appears so many times in this episode alone. I see why people are tired of it. We are able to connect to Naruto easily and understand why he acts out, but we just don't truly understand why he can't do the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Naruto gets the opportunity to steal the Scroll of Sealing and learn one jutsu from it in order to pass his graduation test. To everyone, this is literal treason of the highest order. To Naruto, this is him being able to pass the graduation test and be acknowledged by his father figure, Iruka Sensei. After being told the reason the whole village hates him, he's a confused child with no one by his side. Even the person he looks up to had his parents killed by the demon fox that's sealed inside of him. This is why when Iruka's face to face with Mizuki alone, to which he believes, he speaks from his heart that Naruto is a member of the village, not what is put inside of him. With that, Naruto gains a person to protect. The same kid that struggled to summon one clone makes 1,000 clones. Like, that shit is so hype. Crazy character development. He could have done 10, 20, even 100. I wouldn't even care. That was just so damn cool. But 1,000? Holy shit. And if that wasn't the perfect episode already, Iruka becomes best dad in one episode alone by giving his headband and allowing Naruto to graduate. You know what? That shit means something to me, man. And to summarize this little rant I just went on, this episode sets up his main character, develops him, sets up a short-term goal, and finishes it all in one episode. This episode has humor, heart, and action. It deserves the bros' approval of best first episode of the big three. Thank you for making it end of the video. I hope I was able to explain my opinions in the best possible way that I could. If you don't agree with me, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment below. If you have an idea for what should be the next big 3 rumble, please leave it in the comment below. I will give you credit at the beginning of the video. If you want to see more big 3 content, please subscribe or leave me a like if you feel like I've earned it. And also with that, I thank you for watching at the end of the video one more time, and wait till the end to see how you can support my sponsor. Thank you.
This video is sponsored by Naruto vs. Ichigo. If you want to support the project, there will be a link to the Patreon below. There are many different levels of support, most of which give you access to Discord, behind the scenes exclusive content, and work in progress updates. Thank you for anything that you can contribute.